We got a little taste of Aardman with Creature Comforts, and now we're fully into it with the first Wallace and Gromit Oscar. The Wrong Trousers sees Wallace and Gromit taking in a penguin renter who makes a lot of changes that Gromit is not happy about, and he may even have some devious ulterior motives. So this is my very first Wallace and Gromit cartoon, and I'll say at first I wasn't really feeling it, mainly because of the setup. I'm just not a big fan of the annoying house guest, or in this case annoying renter, who comes in and it's a big nightmare to have around. Also not a fan of the new person comes into an established group and changes everything for the worse, but one person in the group can't see it. And that's pretty much the entire setup for this short. So for the first half, I just wasn't having a great time, but thank goodness around the halfway mark, everything turns around and it becomes a heist. As soon as the penguin was revealed to be actually evil, I was 100% on board, and the cartoon really picked up the pace and the laughs. Feathers McGraw is an amazing villain. I love how even though his facial expressions never change, I mean he pretty much has no facial expressions whatsoever, you can always tell something is off about him. And then when he goes full evil, his blank stares become actually intimidating, especially when he pulls a gun. I was not expecting that. Regarding the main characters, like the plot itself, I wasn't feeling them until the midpoint. Wallace honestly came across as not a great friend to Gromit. I mean, he didn't seem malicious, but he also didn't seem to be caring enough given how great a friend Gromit was. Gromit also, I kept wishing would just stand up for himself. But again, all that changed at the midpoint, and especially went out the door for the climax. Oh my goodness, this climax. So we actually already had a climax worth seeing with the jewel heist, but it just got better with the train. I absolutely love this thing. And I love the overall joke that this is presented like a real train scene, but it's just a model set. They could just get off, but no, this thing goes at 100 miles an hour around an impossibly big house. Seriously, how many rooms did this thing go through during this chase? And seemingly never run out of places to go, except for when the tracks do run out, and this joke was so perfect. I love this whole sequence and can't even begin to imagine how long it took to animate. Seriously, these guys are masters at what they do. So yeah, my first Wallace and Gromit experience, a little rocky at first, but it got on the right track and ended with an amazingly fun action scene. Highly recommend, but stick with it for the first half because it does get better.